Rarely has such a great racehorse been remembered for his losses the way Veandercross is. That's why we must remind ourselves that the New Zealand champion that ran second in both the 1992 Caulfield and Melbourne Cups, both under controversial circumstances, was a winner.
Veandercross is angling for a run on the inside. He's trying to get a run through as Heroicity's coming with a good run on the outside, and then Rough Habit. They've got towards the 250-metre mark. Prince O'Leary, Heroicity in front. Down the outside now is Rough Habit coming with a run, and then Veandercross. It's Rough Habit racing up now. Rough Habit has hit the front of the last 100 metres. Veandercross is dashing through. Veandercross has grabbed the lead, and Veandercross, fantastic win, beats Rough Habit.
A hugely popular horse both in Australia and New Zealand, Veandercross had just been narrowly beaten by Mannerism in exceptional circumstances after jockey Shane Dye went right to the outside rounding the home turn in the Caulfield Cup. Then he ran on late for a second to Sub-Zero in heavy conditions in the Melbourne Cup. Veandercross was an exceptional galloper, winning 2,000 guineas at Ridden at just his 8th race start. Then, in his first test against the older gallopers, he again collected Group 1 glory.
His run. At the moment, it's Captain Cook in front, Solbit, Lador, Lady Rua, Raccoona, My Only Vice, Nelson, Valentine, and here comes Veandercross. What a run. He's got to the front, Veandercross from Captain Cook, running on My Only Vice, and he's Overwhelmed coming into it. It's all over. Veandercross from Overwhelmed, and Veandercross streaks them. Second home, Overwhelmed.
By the time Veandercross came to Australia for the Sydney Autumn Carnival, he'd won 6 races from 11 starts, was photo finished out of the New Zealand Derby, and hadn't missed a place. After a first up fourth in the Gosford Guineas, the young star was ready to take on the heavyweights.
Extreme outside, coming to the 200 mark and wide out. It's Veandercross getting to the lead over Naturalism. They've shaken off Big Dreams. Veandercross has got the better of Naturalism close to home and is racing away and scores a top win in the Guineas. Veandercross came away to win it a bit more than a length to Naturalism.
That race started a rivalry with Naturalism, but Lee Freedman's brilliant 3-year-old gained the verdict on points in the Rosehill Guineas and the AJC Derby to follow.
And here comes Veandercross. Veandercross down the outside is motoring home. Naturalism the leader. Veandercross inch by inches wearing him down. Naturalism still in front. He ran out near the line, but Naturalism wins at a half length to Veandercross in a bumping finish.
Veandercross would square the ledger a year later at Group 1 weight for age level. In the meantime, trainer John Wheeler had a couple of rich handicaps in his sights, and it looked to be working perfectly come the start of the spring. Wins at group level over 1,600 metres at Wanganui and in the 2,000-metre Celt Capital Stakes at Hastings had topped the Crossways gelding off nicely. He went into the Caulfield Cup 5-2 favourite.
Side Veandercross has come very wide after him, and they were followed by Mannerism coming home well, and then came Equidity. It's Veandercross out wide, Gathano near the inside, and Mannerism in the centre. Clear of Equidity, Veandercross the outside has taken the lead in the cup now from Mannerism, and then Gathano and Equidity. Veandercross in front of Mannerism. Veandercross answering the urgings of Shane Dye ahead in front. Mannerism coming at him. Veandercross maybe a nose to Mannerism.
Well, I wouldn't have taken off as soon in the Caulfield Cup. I went a bit soon, but going wide, I'd go that wide every day because the track was better out there. But I didn't know the horse, and I'd never ridden the horse, and he hit a flat spot that day, and at the half mile he was off the bit, and I dug him up, and he got there far too soon, which caught me by surprise. The Melbourne Cup, well, you know, unfortunately it just rained that morning, and I didn't want rain because it was a 2-horse race, Sub-Zero and Veandercross, and it poured with rain. I held him up a bit. He got out a little bit late, but the other horse was too good. You know, the last bit I wasn't making ground up on him. He'd ran a very credible second.
Sub-Zero might be the one. He's raced up to Sir Winston from Cavalieri Castletown, and then Veandercross getting out late from Ali Boy. Greg Hall has raced to the front on Sub-Zero. He goes for home in the cup, and he might have a run. He's 3 in front. Veandercross, Castletown trying hard, but it's the Grace Cup. Sub-Zero holding Veandercross at bay, and Sub-Zero wins the Melbourne Cup by 2 lengths. Second, Veandercross, a length and a half away. Third,
Time for a
Castletown.
break. And what better place to rest those weary legs than in the hills near Wanganui? A brilliant 2-length win in the Group 1 Lion Brown Sprint at Tarapa indicated that the champion had come back better than ever. He had come from the gruelling 3,200 metres of the Melbourne Cup to win against class 1,400-metre sprinters in a tick over 1 minute 22 seconds. Little wonder he was virtually unbackable in the Carline Cup and the Australian Cup 9 days later.
Durbridge in front of Fra. 2 lengths back now, Veandercross. Dittman's asking him to go. He's starting to wind up now. They've got to the 200. Durbridge grabbed by Fra. Now Veandercross coming. Prince Salieri just behind them. Fra's in front. Dittman goes for Veandercross with the whip. He answers magnificently. The champion strides away, Veandercross. Veandercross for the Australian Cup, a length and a half.
Really, it was no contest. On to Sydney to settle a score with arch-rival Naturalism.
On his outside, and they're well clear of Native Neptune and Rough Habit as they turn the corner. Mahia immediately headed Dr. Grace. Veandercross is now winding up. There's room between them for Naturalism. It's taking him a while to get going. The filly Mahia still in front. Veandercross on the outside coming out of Naturalism on the fence, and Rough Habit is getting home well. Veandercross goes for home. Veandercross is drawing away from Mahia and Naturalism. Well done, Jimmy Walker.
Veandercross was surprisingly beaten by fellow New Zealander Captive Edition in the rich BMW at Rose Hill 2 weeks later, and then lined up in a small but select Queen Elizabeth Stakes at Randwick.
Durbridge is still in front, coming to the 200. Inch by inch, Veandercross and Rough Habit are getting to him, but Durbridge is clear with 100 to go. Veandercross is the one to come after him. Durbridge shifted a bit. Veandercross has nailed him now. Veandercross grabs the lead in the shadows of the post. Go, Vandy. Veandercross draws away to beat Durbridge.
It was the champion's 8th Group 1 victory, and sadly, his last win anywhere. He raced below his best the following spring and had suspensory trouble from that point on. Veandercross was set for 2 further campaigns, 3 years apart. But the gelding just didn't show anything like the zest for racing that at one point was responsible for a record 15 wins and 11 placings from 27 starts. Perhaps life on owner Chris Turner's farm was just too good for a horse that had nothing left to prove.
I honestly believe Octagonal was tougher. He would keep going, he wouldn't stop. Let's face facts, you know, Octagonal won derbies. Veandercross ran second in a derby. Maybe he should have won. Maybe he should have won a Caulfield Melbourne Cup. You know, but Octagonal did it and he won them. But he did win an Australian Cup. But then again, so did Octagonal win an Australian Cup. You know, they're both outstanding horses.